Not
Like
cool,
you
bro.
can't be.
You just don't go in there like.
Not like I mean, like I'm not saying that it's cool, but
That
it's just
shit
like that shit is
was
just like
weird as
Like,
fuck. I ain't never have someone like just slide on my DMs like that. Like, yo, what's your shoe size? That was
hey
crazy.
man, hey man,
Hey,
she
it
Hey,
is
he
what it
wants
is,
to
bro.
buy you a new pair of kicks, man. What do you?
be loving the
What do you
toes,
mean?
bro.
Send you a free pair of shoes. Don't worry about it.
Anybody down to buy, Kid Smooth a pair of new sneaks? I think I still wear maybe 11. I think it's
Hey,
size
yo, go
11,
ahead, bro.
size 10 and a half, whatever. In Converses, I think I just wear size 10. But
Yeah, like I wear a 10 and a half.
No
Yeah,
way.
I wear a 10 and a half. So
No fucking way, bro.
I need
I need some new
whatever
shoes.
shoes you get me, they need to be wide feet because I got wide feet. So
Wide
please
feet?
make
Kinda
sure.
same
Do they
here.
measure for what width?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
they
what.
do that
Yeah,
for
that's
shoes,
what.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
If you ever look, they have like the W means that they're like wide for like width. So
We call that the
True.
fat foot.
yeah, I got a fat foot, man. I'm self conscious about it. Why you got to bring this up right?
Wow.
Hey, I'm about to hop on this
Bruh.
power wash
Yeah,
simulator
hate
real
me.
quick.
Yeah, yo,
No,
Fucking
I got
hater.
Yo, guess what I did? Like,
Simulator,
so
bro.
last week, like anytime I'm invited to a podcast, I will never join from my computer. I'm going straight from the Xbox. It was the most clutchest thing.
Is it functional? Like, does it work perfectly fine?
Yeah. So what happened was I needed to test. The only reason why I was concerned about doing it because I didn't know because I was using obviously an Xbox headset, if I was going to sound like trash on like our After Dark, and but the panel confirmed that I sounded fine. Like, so I was like,
Yeah, that's because the software built into Discord itself, like it helps out everything. They have noise suppression, background suppression, everything.
Mm-hmm.
To everybody,
where Xbox doesn't have it natively built in.
To everybody watching
what
this,
happened? What happened on the internet spaces though? I wanted to ask y'all because I don't know what happened, bro.
You talking about
Hey, which one, man?
There's always a space happening.
Which one? There's Chris out there fighting his pony brethren about Xenoblade Chronicles.
That was last week, right?
No, this week.
That was
going
last
on
week.
right now.
Oh, wait! I thought he was
Let's
fighting.
do
Oh,
Chris.
It's still been. Well, yeah, but I mean, it's still an ongoing thing.
Oh, okay.
Then there was last night. There was the whole. I mean, I don't know who this dude was, but apparently he's like some 60-some-year-old man. Was being hella sexist on the Xbox side of the spaces last night.
Oh no!
And nobody checked him. And that was
weak,
absolutely uncalled for. They kept that man in the space. He sat there and said, "Are you gonna go make your man a sandwich?" And I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Like
he was talking to some. I don't know. There was some issues with what strict. There's like
that's
issues
crazy,
going on
man.
with
These
Strictly, Colt Eastwood, that Gazon Daily. I don't know. There's something going on, and then this other girl, her name was Dime, pulled up into the space, and it was her versus like these terrible fucking Xbox dudes, man. They're all in this space. And they let this man
that was during the evening. That was during the evening.
I don't know. It was like around 6 or 7 o'clock last night.
Yeah, I won't be looking at Twitter at that time, bro. I'm doing something
else.
Like,
I was just like, I was chilling because I saw it was strictly Colt Eastwood and Gazon Daily were all in this space, and I was like, shit, let me see. And then after all that stuff went down and was done and over with, I was just sitting there playing some games. And then that's just when like all the sexist stuff came out there, and I'm like, these dudes in this space, dude, shame on every single one of them.
No, you can't lie, bro. So like, the time I be looking at Twitter Spaces and shit is like in the morning or like during lunchtime when ain't shit happening, bro. And that's when like all the fuckery is going on. I don't know what it is. Like,
it was last night though.
Uni has a space.
Oh,
he has
my
a space.
God. 9 o'clock every fucking day.
Yo, it's him. It's a couple people that be having space. And I'm like, yeah, I gotta tune in for this shit because ain't nothing happening right now in the morning. I'm getting settled into work. I'm like, yeah, I just want to hit a fuckery right now.
Yeah. I haven't bought into all the spaces like that. I don't even like. I tune into a space maybe like only right after something major. Happens. I can't do the whole like daily thing. I mean, I like the concept and idea of it. It's just like I just see myself burning a whole lot of time in a space.
I just like the smoke, man. Like some bullshit just happened. These motherfuckers be in there. Like this one dude had a Twitter space. Apparently he was scamming people in their DMs, and then he had a Twitter space talking about how he was down bad, how he was broke. And then like some people, I don't know how like you had people in there really like defending this man like he was innocent and some shit. Like, come on, bro, talking about he gonna pay them back, and then he just dipped off Twitter.
He deactivated his.
Yeah, he deactivated his Twitter account. Like, that's crazy. A motherfucker better get a job application.
To everybody watching, shout out to you guys. Episode 115, Planet Xbox Podcast. If to anybody watching, also, there's an achievement when cleaning the shoe house, right? You got to clean everything first and save the sole of the shoe for last. So everybody looking at this gameplay but asking why I'm not cleaning all that filth at the bottom of the shoe is because I got to make sure the rest of the shoe is completely clean before I take care of that so I can get the achievement. So just to
that's interesting.
Yeah, Power Wash Simulator is like really the probably the best
chill game, man. I'm actually playing that right now. I'm at the patio. I'm doing that right now.
Oh, really? I got to do the. I think I got to the skate part, and I was like, I'm gonna wait and try to see if my kids can do it. Because my kids helped me do this one, the golf course, which is it took us 2 days to do that, and it was 3 of us.
Damn.
It got to the point where they quit, and I had to finish it by myself.
No, I wanted to. Shit, I haven't got like the best internet connection right now, so it's like I've been trying to download like a lot of everything and just like I've just been playing kind of like indie games with me getting my Series X. So it's just like I'm really.
So
yeah, I said I got one in the chat. You feel me? On God, bro, like I got it. So
I guess you care about resolution now.
No, still.
My thing is, I got some interview. We're gonna get Sad because Sad Boy haven't been here in a minute, so we definitely gonna get to you.
We gotta question you, man.
We gotta question the hell out of you. But that's good to hear. Damn, what was I about to say? Like, despite like this year, I will say it again. For me, I know, oh man, you beat a ton of games. You found a lot of hidden gems and whatnot. But I think this year, gaming after completely sucked. And literally, the games I enjoyed literally the most this year have been Elden Ring, Bright Memory Infinite, and Power Wash Simulator. And Power Wash Simulator,
that's not a.
If the year
that's a sad list, man.
If the year was to close today, Power Wash Simulator would be one of my Game of the Year nominations.
Game of the Year?
Yeah, yes. Yo, that's so fucking sad.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Sad list, bro.
That's crazy.
I don't know how you live like that. I'm at like what 40. I think I'm at 44 games for the year.
You know what happens though? Like, so you gotta think about it, right? After last year, and I got through all the games and stuff. Like, what I do is after I stop playing games that have like, all right, let me grind, or that has an ending. I go back to my usuals. My usuals is typically NBA Live and Madden and stuff like that. Stuff that just where I can't really show nothing to prove. Like, so I typically play at least something every day, right? Now I don't go in and do like a 7-hour game session as often unless I'm playing something I'm dedicated to. But like for some reason I don't even know if NBA Live even work anymore. But Madden, it's like I go into Madden and just play, and I'll just literally do head to head until I lose. And when I lose, I just want to get off and play something else. But that doesn't count. You know what I mean? So it's not like I just sit here and my consoles were collecting dust. It's just that the games that I've been playing in between releases or games that I'm interested in are games that don't really have an ending, right? So I haven't been utilizing that time to tackle, let's say, a backlog or tackle a game with that I can add to my list. You know what I mean? At the start of the year, I was doing a lot of those 1,000 gamer score games where I wasn't even. And the thing is, there's several games that I've beaten that I don't even include on my list because I played those games legit for gamer score not to beat. So I was like, I didn't put those on my list for the sake of I don't want this to be on my list, because I if you look at my gamer score for the year so far, it's actually pretty high. But when I tell you all the games that I've beaten, it's going to be disappointing.
They're like that like $5 like quick one.
Yeah. So I was like, and I don't really count those. Even though I've beaten like a ton of them just to help get my gamer score above 200K and whatnot. But other than that, yeah, but like overall for the year, just to get back to that, topic, I just feel like I just been very disappointed. I've been very, very bored on like.
I think you should like look at more quality games to beat for the rest of the year then instead of like the volume, because you have the volume there already in terms of gamer score and stuff like that. So just go for like
but those
quality. I think Elden Ring is a quality experience that should beat already. I would say look at Horizon. Like Horizon isn't a bad quality experience.
I got Horizon, and dude, that shit bored the hell out of me. And the thing is, it's like in Horizon when I got it, I was like, all right, this is a shoo-in. I'm gonna beat this game, right? The Horizon and Horizon and Ghostwire Tokyo were both games where I was like, all right, these are gonna be automatics. But when it came down to playing them, I found myself extremely bored. Now I'm probably gonna get through Ghostwire Tokyo by default because it's like I'll play, and every time I play it, and the thing is, I might be further than I think I am in this game because every time I play the game, I play the game for at least 3 hours or so, and then I kind of put it away. But I put it away for weeks.
The main campaign for the main campaign for Ghostwire is literally only like 6 hours.
Yeah, and that's why I said
it is all the side stuff that would
believe. Yeah.
So like there's only 6 chapters, and really the 6 chapters pretty much just a boss fight.
Mm-hmm.
So like after that, like you're done with it. So depending on where you're at in that game, you could probably like knock that off your list.
Yeah.
I mean me personally, I love Ghostwire. I know a lot of people didn't, but it's not that long of a game. I feel like you could knock it out quick.
Yeah. But now that we're here, shout out to the squad. We got Chris in the building. I don't know if he's here or if he's in the space, but we know his icon is here, so part of him is here. Chris, you there? All right. What's up?
He unmuted. He unmuted.
Right, awesome. Yeah, Chris Reich is in the building. Wow, we got the original squad. We just missing NickBanks. Dopest J, man. How was that cookout?
Oh man, that shit was crazy. I can't go into great detail, but it got too
what
lit.
kind of cookout was it?
It was a lit cookout, man. It was a little bit too lit, but it was really fun. My friend from high school came up. He lives in North Carolina, so he came up, hang out with him. Hung out with a couple other people as well, his family. So it was good seeing him and seeing his family. And yeah, it was really good. I've been very busy lately with my studies because I'm doing my midterms right now, and I'm also studying for another certification. So haven't really been gaming much this week. When I was really grinding out Apex, and then the new season comes out. I think next week. Yeah, next week the new season comes out. So by next week I should be back to grinding Apex, and yeah, I'll probably just shoot for Diamond and call it quits.
Nice. We got Ole Man Logan, man. What you been up to?
Oh, not much.
I just said my name and skipped me. That's crazy.
He said, "Fuck you, Chris."
Oh yeah, I'm currently playing Power Simulator right now on the podcast.
I'm not even going through games or anything like that. I'm just getting an actual common ground entry like. You good?
Oh shit. Okay. No, well, I mean, I'm gonna go through my game quick here that I've been playing. So I'm at. So what? It's August. It just hit August, beginning of August. I'm at 44 games completed. I finished Wolfenstein: The New Order yesterday. As Dust Falls was amazing, phenomenal game by the way. And then I'm going through Assassin's Creed 2 in the Ezio collection. And mind you,
no.
What do you mean? Oh no.
Oh no.
No, dude, man, it took me back because Assassin's Creed 2
it was a good improvement over 1.
Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood were like some of my all-time favorites in that franchise. And ever since they went to this new style, like RPG-esque, bloated, heavily bloated open world games, I kind of fell off of them. And so going back to Assassin's Creed 2 and revisiting like such great like scenery and moments and gameplay and everything, like I'm glad to be back in it. So I'm probably gonna be playing through some of those. And then it does have FPS boost on the Xbox side. So if you're on a Series S or X console, it runs beautifully at 60 frames a second. I don't know if PlayStation has any type of update or not. So I can't confirm that.
Absolutely not.
It doesn't. And then that's sad to hear because like it runs like because I'm playing it in my living room that's where I have the Series S at, so that's where I'm playing it. And it runs so good and it looks really good, runs smooth and everything on it. And you can get that collection like on a sale for like I think I bought it for like $12, and you get 3 full-fledged games, which I think is the best of the Assassin's Creed. So And then I'm playing Stray. Stray is what I'm playing, and then I'm just ready to get these kind of 2 months over with and start getting into the gaming season for October. So
yes, sir.
Hell yeah.
Now, Sad Boy Blue, you've been gone for
months.
Yeah, like a couple months for sure.
How you been?
Not like just like I mean like in those months, this has been like it's been learning, growing, stressing, everything. But I mean, it's all like you know how they say this kind of like all of that pressure, like it makes diamonds and shit. You feel me? So my life is just getting more refined and everything. Like I'm figuring shit out just like day by day, and so this is like I haven't had much time to game. But I was just like, when I saw the Series X, like I was like, I saw it on a Microsoft store. I was like, damn, they got it. Let me get it. And like, I was just like, I've been working my ass off. And so I was just like, I felt like I deserved something. And for real, like I wanted to give my girl my Series S. So she was just like, so I could slide that to her so she could have her little gaming setup, you feel me? But so when I hooked this thing up and I got back into gaming shit, I knew that I missed gaming very much. Like I haven't been doing it. Like it's just been work. And so it was like by the time shit I really got back to it, and in the first game I booted up that I could boot up for real, just with me going off of like cell phone power, was Final Fantasy VII OG version, and I was just putting in the hours with that. Like I was loving it, enjoying it. It just felt good to be playing a game. Even if it was old, new, I didn't really give a shit. Like I was just like, I just wanted to game. And like that was all I thought about. So it was just like that's what I've been playing, has been Final Fantasy VII OG. I've been playing Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion. I love that. Like that thing is lit. I've been playing It Takes Two with my girl, you feel me? Shit, and I plan on playing Power Wash Simulator. I plan on playing as Dust Falls with her as well. Just getting all kind of like the multiplayer stuff up out of the way. Shit, I played a little bit of the multi-versus joint. Like they got all the little WB characters in it. That was kind of cool. But I can't wait the games I'm looking forward to. Shit, Atomic Heart, Scorn, shit like that. Like I can't wait to really boot those up on the Series X.
Yeah, Scorn coming soon. I know you've been the only one looking forward to like that thing. You and
yeah.
Like I said, nothing has changed, and it's literally on
my
end. I know. Anything you played on the Series X that you played on the Series S that you noticed like a difference? Because I know you, like I said, you've been rocking with the Series S since day one, and wasn't in any real rush to get a Series X. So I'm just curious, based on since you finally got it, and I want to know if you noticed any difference between anything you've been playing.
I mean, shit, I haven't had any time to really like test out those games. Like I was trying to play Halo, I was trying to play Doom, but I mean, right now with what's going on with my cell phone service and all of that, like I'm downloading shit off of that. So it's just like it's taking like days. Like that's the kind of the situation I'm in right now. Like I don't have like a proper internet
DSL?
situation right now. So it's just, off the celly, Like
Nah, I ain't say off the cell. DSL.
Oh no, not DSL. Nah, bro, like off the cell, like
man.
all off the celly. So is it? Hey, relax, bro. Like we struggling out here. Like I got the Series X, but we struggling out here. Relax. So it's just like, I mean, when I get to them games and I get to play the Halos and I download the next Call of Duty and all of that, I'm gonna be hyped for more of the performance benefits that hopefully come with. Like that's what I'm hoping for. Like I don't know about the visuals and all of that. I guess if I would have booted up It Takes Two, but I didn't have anybody to play with until recently with that game. But that would have probably showed some visual performance differences between the Series S and the X, possibly. But yeah, like it's just been struggle mode. But at least I got a Series X right now, so like I'm set. Oh no, I wanted to play the Bright Infinite Memory. Like I haven't bought the official drop for that, but I wanted to see what that looked like. And like compared to like when you got me the demo version for the Series S. I want to see what the official version looks like on the Series X.
The
I saw that
upgrades are
the
legit.
performance is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like so. Yeah, okay. So I mean, but that's it. Yeah, it's this is good to be back with you guys, hearing y'all voices and everything. Shit, I just been really busy, haven't been able to keep up. Like I seen like y'all Twitters and things what y'all been doing, but I mean like outside of the podcast, like I haven't been really like I've been trying to get back into listening to more podcasts and everything throughout my work week and everything when I have downtime to listen to some podcasts, get up on the information of what's happening in gaming. We've just been hearing about the Sony comments and the Elite Series 3 controller maybe coming out. So it's just like I'm hype about that stuff. And when this deal is finally done with Activision and all of them, like I can't wait for them Call of Duties to hit, you feel me? Because we running wild in the streets right now. So this is like
nah, man.
But sorry for being so like gone for so long. Like my bad, but
nah,
for sure.
You gotta handle yours. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's not a job. No, we ain't paying anybody. So you know what I mean? It's a hobby. So whenever a hobby feels like a job, that's when you got to stop it.
Yes, sir.
But man, so appreciate you being back. I am gonna make a comment about Bright Memory Infinite because it is one of my favorite games to come out.
I actually bought the game recently. I need to start playing that.
Yeah, I'm down bad. I might literally buy that shit on PlayStation 5 to get the platinum. Might buy it again on PC to get all the Steam achievements. And the only place I won't buy it is on the Switch because there's no point. But it's on the Switch too. But the thing is like
that's crazy.
It's literally one of my favorite games. It's like a game like that just reminds me of how simple I am. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't ask for too much in video games. So like I said, it's like I can play games like Bright Memory Infinite and Shadow Warrior 3 like all day long. You know what I mean? Because it's just like, all right, it's my speed. They ain't trying to do all this extra stuff. Just give me something to like shoot and just change up the levels every now and then, and we good. But Bright Memory Infinite, like I said, I'm gonna give that game all the praises. I think the meta scores on there is a lie. Very, very harsh meta scores and I don't know for what reason, because the game is like, when you can factor that this is a game majority pretty much done by one person. Obviously he's gotten help and whatnot, but when you consider the quality of the game, the content of the game, and then the superb gameplay of the game, where is actually the flaw? Is it flawed because it's too short? Because the story isn't like a big deal? It wasn't written by like freaking Neil Druckmann or voice acted by Troy Baker or whatever. Like I don't like. It's like what I just think I'm like, all right, so where did the bad scores come from? Like it's a cheap $20 game and it's action packed. It's like this is one of those games that if during like I'm just saying like during like the PS2 360 era, I'm not comparing the game like visually to that, but like when games used to come out like that all the time and they weren't like considered bad games, they were just like video games, right? And so I just get discouraged when I see these review scores because I'm like, well, what message are you trying to send? What is the standard for a game like that? I'm just curious, what is the benchmark?
But Smooth, but do you think that it was review bombed? Has anybody said anything about that?
Well, I'm not talking about really the user score. I don't care what the user score is. But it's more so the meta core, the professional scores is like the things I have issues with. It's like I can't really like, and I'll pull like, you know, I joke around with like Metacritic and stuff like that. I pretty much I flaunt scores when they do get it right, but there's a lot of times that they get it wrong, especially with the games that really nobody's checking for. And I think that's really the issue. Is like they'll like, I'll review this because nobody else do, and then they just give it like a whatever score because they know nobody else is checking for it. And I think that's such a disservice to do to some of these developers, because when I see scores like that and you play the game, I feel like, all right, these dudes didn't really give it like the proper time or a proper
or it's fair shake,
a fair shake to warrant that.
Because if you imagine this guy has like a bigger budget a couple more talented developers on his team, like the quality of the game just automatically skyrockets from there, and it's a really a quality experience with mechanics, gunplay, stuff like that. Like he gets some talented voice actors, some mocap inside there, dude. Like it's a different game, but you have to appreciate what it is for right now. For one person, like a single person to do that, like how many people can say they can do that by themselves? You know, you
Yeah,
could take
for
you
it.
could take an individual dev from a AAA studio, and the dude has no fucking clue what to do.
Yeah. Like it's just like I mean, dude, like it's like I heard that it was one person from like the inception, like the start, but he got like a few more people to help him, maybe like I don't know, 3, 4, 5 like people, but still that size of a team
Yeah,
to
it's like the
produce such a game is like
it's like the Song of Iron dev that we had on here like a year or two ago. Like he was by himself for a bit, but then he had help with like audio and stuff like that. Like there's certain technical parts of the game that you can't do on your own. That's
yeah,
too
shit, it's
much
just
to
like
do. But he had the
shit.
design of the game that he did on his own. Like he designed the game from top to bottom on his own, and then he got other people to help him out with audio. Like that's pretty much how it works if you're that small, and then you just scale off from there.
Yeah, shit is absolutely just like tuning, like the way that guy, like him spending 7, 8 years to create this game, like over time, like he got people who could do the audio part, like he got people who helped him out with designs and like secrets that he hid in the game and stuff like that. So it's like, I mean, people should really think about and really put into perspective, like who's making the game, how much time has gone into it, and what they're actually dealing with, like while doing it. Like it's just like these aren't big corporations that's doing some of these games. So I mean, some of these games are gonna be kind of bare. Some of these games are gonna be kind of like steady, really. Like there's not gonna be like peaks and stuff like that. This is gonna be like, yeah, this is what the game is. So just absorb the experience and like, I mean, shit, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But I mean, like, just respect where it came from and like, yeah.
Yeah. So, but it's out. I highly recommend it. And I've seen people in the community playing it because it's one of those games where once you play it, you're like, oh, this is actually not bad at all. And then you just gotta figure out like, damn, where did these scores come from then? Like, so like I said, it's like I said, I'm happy it came out. I was looking forward to the game for a while. Finally came. It wasn't on Game Pass. Bought it. I mean, it was only like $20. And like I said, I think it's good enough to the point where I'm willing to play it on 2 other platforms. So,
okay, what game are we talking about?
Bright Memory Infinite.
Bright Memory Infinite.
Oh, that game. Okay, I didn't know.
But how are you doing, Addict?
Doing well. I just got through playing a little bit of Fall Guys, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right. It's Wednesday night.
Yeah, how can you forget? I mean, you have a podcast earlier in the day.
I work 12 to 8, so like my days are always mixed up. I have an alarm that tells me when to set up for Addict Show.
Gotcha. But yeah, Sadboy, you mentioned something about a controller. The Elite. I've seen something, but the thing is, I honestly been out of the loop just recently up until this Activision thing, which we'll talk about. What is it? They're doing a Elite 3. Is it a leak or something? But I've seen something. On Twitter
like it was it was. Yeah, it was about. I saw it on the Xcast, and Snowbike Mike brought it up, like he mentioned it, if I recall. Said about the Elite 3 could be tied to, like they were guesstimating what game the release of the controller would be tied to, but they saw that it was mentioned somewhat. So it's just like, I'm very interested in it. Obviously, we have the series, Elite 2, but this would be more so tied to the current gen consoles for real. You feel me? Like, so most likely the controller I would guess, would have like a share button, you feel me, integrated into the design. And hopefully they really take design cues from like the new design controller and implement into that with like, I mean, better bumpers and all of that. Like, I mean, like the Series 2 Elite controller is really good, but it's just like when you like look at it, like that share button is kind of like pivotal right now. And hopefully they fix a lot of the DVR issues and stuff that they have. But it's just like, I'm really excited for the Elite Series 3. Like, I mean, I know shit is going to be like an arm and an ass to get it, but it's just like, I mean, like the controllers are like premium controllers. Like, so I'm really excited. I feel like what they guesstimated the controller will be tied to would be like the next Forza, or like potentially like you may get like a special edition version tied to Starfield or something like that, like a design version like that. And Gary Whitta said, shouts out to PlayStation, just like the way that the PlayStation has like its variant colors on that, maybe they can do variant colors for the Elite controllers. Maybe not design level of like detail, but just like you give us like a black, a white, maybe a I don't know, fucking green or something, but just something that would just like make it feel kind of like more personal to you as a player.
I think the only thing really they can really do that would, I guess, make sense for an Elite Series 3 is obviously they got to do the share button, even though it has barely no functions. And then I know they wanted to do something with like, obviously there's been rumors
haptic stuff,
doing the haptics and stuff. That would make sense.
Yeah.
Okay. And then make it a part of Xbox Design Labs where you could make it more personable, like
But that's so like, all right, hold up, my bad. Like when we're thinking about Design Lab, like I used to, when it was around like the Xbox One X, I got two Elite controllers around that time, and they were designed by Colorwares, and like them Jones cost they cost like a really good grip. Like now you got to think about this. This would be coming from an official Xbox in the Design Lab to design each and every piece, like off some singular like type shit, like that's gonna cost a lot of money, and these controllers are already like a premium cost. Like that's like
So you want to
$250
customize it further though. Like if you they'll sell like the base model of the like Elite 3 for like whatever MSRP they set it for.
What is it, like $200?
And then if you wanna and then if you want to do a Design Labs version of it, obviously it'll be more premium because it's custom. Like you put whatever design you want on that. It's like getting a scuff controller.
Yeah, like ew. Like it's like yeah, like it's like it would be like that, but like when I got them through Colorware, all right, you gotta think about it. When I got them through Colorware, like the Elite One controller was like 150, I think, if I recall. It was like 150. So it was like when I got those two custom made, that was 250 for both of them. So it was like that was like retarded money. Like we gotta think about, this is the Series Elite 3. I don't know. I doubt they would push it to like $300, bro. Like that'd be like the like I would literally choke somebody at the Microsoft store. So it's just like they gonna probably keep it at $250. But to think about customization, what would that be? Like $350, $350 just to get like something custom made. I mean, shit, if you really invested like that, I get it. Like, but it's just like that's a lot.
Yeah, people be getting they watches customized and stuff like that. They got the bust down AP.
Yeah.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, that'd be hard though. Like I would love like a black and red Elite Series 3. Like had them drinks, like had the colors alternate. Like black and red's my shit. So it'd be like I would love that. But I don't know. Like that cost will really determine if I threw down that money. But it was they were just speculating because they heard some things coming out in the street and all of that. And I forgot who said what. It was Snowbike Mike who said something, but it was like and like I think Paris was smiling because I think maybe he heard some things in the field. You feel me? So it's just like I don't know, but it's just like I'm excited to see what they do with it though. Like I'm excited. So
yeah, we'll see. So a lot of rumblings coming out of was it New Zealand or Brazil? Which one of these regulators? They're the
I think it was Brazil.
Yeah, the responsive to the to the acquisition is public from the competitors, and I've heard a whole log talk about that. They was like they'll eventually reach out to like Sony and other publishers to get their take on a deal to see, obviously because it's part of the approval process, and we got some interesting like things that are being said, right? Obviously all the stuff that's going around what PlayStation said, and then the things even Microsoft said that to sort of downplay it. Jay, man, I want to know your take, man. Is PlayStation scared?
Wait, what happened?
With Activision. With the have you been following the
I've seen a little bit about it, but I didn't read all the details about it. But from a
Alright.
surface level, they should be a bit worried. I think a lot of it, like I think PlayStation is still going to sell at a very fast rate, like no matter what. But we all know that the majority of people who play video games are people who play like probably 3 to 4 games throughout the year.
It's casual.
Yeah, it's a lot of people who game casually, so they play the most popular games. So we're talking about your Fortnites, your Apexes, Call of Duties. Yeah, like games that are easily accessible and that they could just hop in and play and then hop out whenever they want to. And Call of Duty has been like that game for over a decade. That's been the most popular. It sells well every single year. It always has a large player base, no matter what's happening with the game. It could be the most trash Call of Duty of all time, and people are still playing that. That's just the truth about it. And whoever holds the marketing and the exclusivity rights to that game, that's where the majority of gamers are going to be. So whenever they do the deal closes. Like, you have to think about it this way, right? They throw Call of Duty, right, day in, day inside Game Pass. Do you know the amount of value that you're going to get as a gamer? Like, people are just going to automatically switch to Xbox off of that alone.
And
that's insane.
Not to mention, there's a lot of people underestimate that marketing for college. And I think that even Sony, I think Sony had them having it's not a coincidence that what won the 360 generation for the most part. It was the 360, like in terms of like console. Obviously the Wii did really well.
Popularity.
But,
yeah.
So when you look at something like that, what did the 360 have that whole generation? The COD marketing shit. And who won the PS4 generation? The PS4. So I think PlayStation's on this, like, I think we're going to be fine, but I don't know what's going to happen when we lose those marketing rights. Like,
you remember Addict, that what was it? It was Call of Duty Ghosts and Advanced Warfare that was on Xbox, and then as soon as it switched to PlayStation on Black Ops 3, just all the player base, most of the player base went there. All the tournaments were hosted on PS4. Like, it was just a complete shift in terms of like the player base of Call of Duty, and then all the good COD players. You got your content creators and Twitch streamers on there. And then what are the players gonna do? The fans of those guys are gonna be like, hey, we might as well hop on PlayStation because my favorite content creator is on there. And it's just like it's a snowball effect.
Hold on,
like I don't know if just real quick, I don't know if this would be that big of a deal anymore, only for the simple fact that, like, there is crossplay now.
No,
so before, okay, listen, I get, marketing rights, whatever, to Xbox or whatever, but crossplay now being as big of a thing as it is, people, I don't think, are going to feel the need to just hop on another platform just to get one specific title, because
Game Pass
crossplay is there.
Though.
Well, it's not.
Well, you might have somebody, I'm gonna buy an Xbox to get Game Pass or whatever, get Call of Duty there. But this is different from compared to the Xbox One and PS4 generation, where like you played Call of Duty or really any big multiplayer game on whatever system your friends played on. Now that barrier is kind of being torn down with crossplay, I can play with my friends on PlayStation without having to go over to the PlayStation side. Or same with Xbox. If I'm already on PlayStation, I don't have to buy an Xbox to play Call of Duty with my friends anymore.
Hold up. All right. The thing is, the thing is that whoever has the marketing rights, though, like, how casuals are. Like, they see whatever type of console moniker, like the exclusive, the advertisement. Hold up. But it's just the advertisements here, and it's like, all right, the extra benefits that come with it per se. Okay, you can get it through Game Pass. That's great. Like, that's an extra expenditure you don't have to dish out. Like, PlayStation dudes, they most likely gonna be paying $70 for it. You feel me? And then they even might still be cut out of certain content that may be like accessible through Game Pass, in which you just subscribing to that, you ain't really got to dish out that extra money.
Again, if we're talking, the highest amount of sales for this franchise is a casual market, a lot of these casual people aren't going to be paying $180 a year for Call of Duty. They're going to spend the $70 to just play it on their platform.
No, but there's
It's
more
not just
games
Call of
in
Duty.
games.
Why
But
would
you
I?
gotta think-
Why would I buy a
it's
whole
not
nother?
just Call of Duty in there.
Here's the thing, though. People initially get into Game Pass maybe with the Call of Duty franchise being on there, but then they say for the other stuff, the second party stuff, the third party stuff, and you wouldn't believe when I worked at Dish how many people forget to unsub to these programs. It's like ridiculous. Like it is absurd. People be telling me when I was taking calls that because I would have to go over like billing stations and stuff, and they're like, I've had Netflix for like a year and I keep forgetting to unsub. Like, and I'm not saying that's like a huge portion of it, but like the biggest thing is just I don't think you realize.
But
I mean, can you let me speak? Damn.
But we're not talking about just a subscription. You have to go and buy a whole ass console, $300 to $500 investment, plus the $180 a year to get into Call of Duty.
People did that last gen.
What do you mean people did that last gen?
People spent $1,500 on a TV. Like
I think you guys have way too much faith in the casual market.
I don't think you understand the casual market. They make up the majority. Like
they're just gonna buy the game and play it. They don't even
like you can't sit here and act like Call of Duty doesn't stomp the shit out of every game every year in 2 months. 2 months, it beats every game that's been selling all year long.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is it sells no matter what. It's not. I don't think it's going to make people go over to Xbox if they're already in an established market, especially when you have crossplay now available. But am I going to spend? Listen. Am I as a consumer, casual consumer? I play 3 games a month: Madden, FIFA, Call of Duty. Am I really going to go out of my way to spend $300 to $500 on a system and $180 a year just to play Call of Duty on this one platform? I don't buy that.
They do that already.
What do you mean they do that already?
So you think people are buying? First off, they're buying the platform. They're buying the Xbox. They're buying the PlayStation to buy those games. You act like the system isn't in the house already. They already bought it to play those games.
And that's different. I'm talking about people that only have a PlayStation. If you have
right now,
consoles, you're going to play wherever it's at.
This is the beginning of the generation. We're about a year and a half, 2 years into it. The majority of the casual ain't switched. They still on the PS4 and Xbox One.
And that's what I'm saying. People that are ingrained, a lot of people are ingrained to whatever platform they're going to be on. And now you don't have the need to buy Call of Duty on this specific platform anymore to play with your friends because of crossplay. I think that's going to be a huge factor.
What's the next thing? All right, so you have crossplay, accessibility. If I get the game with a subscription for $10 a month on a system as opposed to paying $70 for the next gen version, a lot of people are going to do that. I'm telling you.
I don't. That's the next I don't see
thing.
that.
And then
I don't.
Not only just that,
this is me, somebody that's subscribed to Game Pass and PlayStation Plus. Like,
yeah, you have to think about just like overall Game Pass subscription as a whole. Like this shit's coming to PC, and once that deal, guess what? Game Pass members on PC get to it as well, and that's even more subscribers to Xbox Game Pass right there alone. And nobody's gonna be talking about, oh, fuck the launcher and this and that. No, you get the game on the Game Pass. You don't have to buy the game at all. I mean, there's just so many. Like Call of Duty is just the heaviest fucking hitter in the market. And like I said, whoever has the marketing,
the casual market to have PCs that can run Call of Duty get better. Good enough.
PCs, like, what are we talking about?
That's an added separate point from consoles.
Well, yeah, but so if I subscribe to Game Pass, I have PlayStation, like just a PlayStation casually. Mm-hmm. Am I going to play it on my rinky-dink?
Well, see, here's the thing. Like the casual market, they don't really care what platform they're playing on. They're playing what is the most appealing, what has the most value, and where their friends are playing on. You're taking the friends part out, so they don't have to worry about their friends part. Where are they going to go, Logan? To the most value and appealing. If you can walk into
value and appealing is on the consumer.
So
everybody could be exactly different. But if me as a consumer,
I'm not gonna keep talking. You gonna keep interrupting me?
Logan.
Every
Logan,
time I talk, you just talk right over me.
Look at the chat. Look at the chat. Look at what Anthony said. He made the best fucking point. Look at what he said. Read his comment. Thank you, Anthony, for bringing that up, because this is a man that understands the current market conditions as well.
Are you talking about the one where he says, bro, if you get COD for $15 a month plus exclusive content, it's a no-brainer. It's also a recession in the beginning of the gen. This is going to be a game changer.
Yep.
Yeah,
there you go.
Exactly recession. So I'm going to dole out more money to play the game that I could just buy on the system I already own.
We still have a whole bunch of gamers that did not transition to the next gen yet. Or current gen at this point.
All right. You guys don't make no damn sense, but whatever. Continue.
All right, so do we answer the question, right? So PlayStation, all right, so people were poking fun at a couple of things, right? Because Xbox said Activision doesn't produce they don't make any unique games that must-haves. And I get where they're coming from, because it's a position to, to undersell a big acquisition that they're trying to do. PlayStation is coming from a position of what Call of Duty historically does, right? They say, hey, there's nobody can make a game to rival Call of Duty. And this can potentially make consumers decide which console to buy. And I'm just surprised that came up, given the fact that Call of Duty is going to be on PlayStation regardless, right? Like, I don't know if anybody's been like following that.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, what happened? My bad.
No, because like PlayStation, they had their comments pretty much to show concern, right, for the acquisition. They highlighted that there's nothing they can do. They don't have a studio, or nobody has a studio that can make a game to rival Call of Duty. And they also
like the output of it.
Yeah, and they also
that's a false narrative, because if you let these fanboys tell it, apparently Fire Sprite has this most amazing first person shooter. These executives, they went inside the studio and saw something that blew their fucking mind away. So I don't know, maybe they have something cooking up and they're trying to keep it a secret, if you let the fanboys tell you.
Like, I mean, like I get what they mean when they say that, but I think this is like, it's a little bit disingenuous. It's kind of like, okay, I think they're saying that just to kind of like get the FTC or whoever else is like kind of skeptical of the acquisition. They're trying to get them on their side, but then at the same time, they just like, yeah, like, I mean, this drink could really like move and sway things in like whoever has its direction, whoever controls its direction. So it's like, I mean, they understand the impact that Call of Duty has. So it's like to try to downplay that and just be like, oh, they've been making shit games for a minute. Shut the fuck up. Like, now you're just bullshitting everybody. Like, damn well that Call of Duty, what was that, 2018, I think, or 19? Like, that joint was like amazing. Like, everybody loved that, multiplayer and all, like story and all. So to say that like the impact is not there, even when they just had like their worst debut with this last joint and it was still popping numbers, like they know what's going to happen, bro. And then they were talking about the impact of Game Pass. Like, that took Microsoft Xbox 5 and 6 years to get to this momentum for real. Like, Sony is kind of like just starting. And so they said like them having that like is like crazy. Like, that's a lot of cash that they had to throw into the fire for real just to get this popping like it is. So shit is just like, they're really, I think it's just about them starting kind of late with this whole subscription service type thing. And they see that like, it's kind of like, yeah, everybody loved 2019 Modern Warfare. What you talking about? Like, shit, that called
imagine Xbox coming out and saying something like, "Oh, we have nothing that can compete with FF7 remake,"
Exactly.
Blah, blah, blah. Like, shut the fuck up, Sony. Who cares? Who cares? Y'all be taking games all the time. You guys have a huge first party catalog of great games, which we appreciate and we understand. But I mean, yeah, Call of Duty is a cash cow. They have nothing that can compete with that. They just scared of the threat of, hey, like whenever the marketing rights are done, they might not be able to get it. But I still think Call of Duty is going to remain multi-platform because of the amount of revenue it can generate on PlayStation as well. So they shouldn't be too worried, but they understand that it's a shift in power
Yeah, like
once
it's
that deal goes
beneficial.
through.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not only just Call of Duty; it's all the IPs that they have under their belt as well that Xbox can leverage. So
Exactly. Like,
it's a big deal.
yeah, leveraging Call of Duty is just like, I mean, that's not something small right there, bro. Like, we've been playing Call of Duty for 10 plus years. Like, and we seen just like the numbers that it generates all the time. Even if it's a bad release, good release, whatever, it still generates these numbers. So that's this everlasting kind of just like cash flowing in. Like, that's beneficial for them. Like, I mean, you could put that towards games, you could put that towards DLC, you could put that towards extra content. Like, it's retarded. Like, it's just like the amount of cash that they make just off of Call of Duty alone, not even factoring in all the other IP that they got. Like, that's dumb money. Like, that's stupid money. Like, you could smack somebody with that money, bro, and not get in trouble. Like, so that's what Sony's worried about. They just like, okay, like they about to be making like hella bank, and if it stays multi-plat, they gonna be making hella bank off of just the sell of the game, but also all the DLC extra content that people are gonna want to buy, all the cosmetics, all of the little Godzilla, fucking King Kong bullshit. People are gonna buy that up. They just put out the Terminator joint. People gonna be eating that up too. So it's just like you can't really like you can't downplay this. Just because you don't like COD, that don't mean a thing. Like you're like that 0.1%. Like the casual market don't even know you exist for real. So
now, you make a good point and stuff like that. And some of the things that I was curious about reading this is because I was curious to see what PlayStation and Sony's take would be, given, you know, we all know the history, and you guys know I complain about, you know, PlayStation and you know, their ability to keep games off of Xbox, of how that would look, you know. And the one thing I was hoping Microsoft would counter with the, you know, well, look at Spider-Man, Final Fantasy, Street Fighter, the list of like games that they can't game. There's Xbox games on PlayStation that we still don't know when we're getting. You know what I mean? So so that's why it's like PlayStation, yeah, they can talk, they can you know, cause a riff or argument, but I don't think their fight would be strong enough to hurt the closing of this deal, for that simple fact. We know PlayStation has been a market leader. There's tons of, like, you know, evidence and stuff out there of what PlayStation, their strategic and their what they do on exclusivity and how they handle games and how they handicap competition in the space. So I'm not too worried about that, but it was just funny to see how they, you know, would react and whatnot. And also the one thing that they highlighted, you know, when they mentioned that Game Pass is, you know, is roughly like 60% of the gaming subscription market, which, you know, people tell me, you know, PlayStation Plus has already lapped Game Pass and stuff like that. So I thought that was interesting as well.
yeah, that's very cap, but okay, thank you. Like so it's like I mean when it comes to these deals, I mean PlayStation, like both companies do these types of deals, but it's just that Microsoft Xbox is getting kind of like that big brother support, you feel me? Like, I mean, the big brother's coming through and he's this manhandling any opposition that little brother got right now. So in that big brother bag, like that money is like, it's helping them move how they've been wanting to move from the start, kind of, for real. Like with the new team, like with the Phil Spencers and all of that. Like, it's just been beneficial for them to move that way. Shit, if Sony really had like that bag, or they had like that type of leverage to do that, like, then they would do it, absolutely, because they do it with the lesser. So it's like, if they could do it with the more beneficial stuff, you think they wouldn't do it? Like, that's a reality that a lot of people like to.
Well, that's what they're supposed to do.
Kind of like,
you know, harm the
exactly.
competition. They're supposed to secure as much content as possible to sell their platform, and they've been very successful at doing that. So
they have.
Me personally, I don't begrudge them doing that, because if I was in the position as well where I'm competing with another company in terms of supremacy for whatever market, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna secure deals that's gonna make my platform much more appealing. Whether it's content, whether it's creators, whatever it may be, whatever is valuable for me in that particular market, I'm gonna do what I have to do to make it the most appealing. And that's just the way it goes. It's just that you know you can't be like a person at Sony or even a Sony fan and complain about that when that's been their strategy on how they've been at the top for so long. You can't praise them for, oh, they're making this acquisition, they're making that acquisition, and then when Microsoft does it, and they can potentially take a game away that you like and you enjoy, it's an issue. Like, no, you can't do that. But then when it's the other way around, it's fine.
Yeah, man. So my thing is that what do you think is the likelihood of this this acquisition, right? It closes, right? Let's assume it closes, because it's just the communication, the conversation regarding it, it's like, it sounds like PlayStation is going to be losing something. Like, the goal for Microsoft in this acquisition is to close this deal without, like, what do they call it, a consent decree or something like that, anything with any sort of, like, without any having to do any concessions. That's what their plan is. Now, if they close this deal without any concessions, they don't have to do anything. As far as like, they don't have to, like, make games like multi-platform or anything. Like, and we know they probably will. They haven't. I will be surprised. I have to see it to believe it on the Xbox side of things. But if they are able to close this deal without making any concessions, do you think Microsoft would go back and not release these games outside of the contractual obligations on PlayStation?
It's situational, but I think they will still drop Call of Duty on that platform. In the comments in the chat, Scooby Doo said it perfectly. He says, when Microsoft buy them, guess what? PlayStation has to pay. Yeah, like, if you want,
Yeah, no,
we own the publishing right to the game. We're gonna get a cut of us selling Call of Duty on the PlayStation Store. Whatever the revenue split may be, we're still gonna get a cut because we own the game. That's And it's not just Call of Duty; it's other games like Overwatch and stuff like that. That's gonna hit that platform as well because Microsoft owns it. Hey, when we sell it on your platform, we get a cut as well. Point blank period. So it's not Activision getting the money; it's Microsoft getting the money.
Now, didn't Microsoft update their revenue share, like, to compete more with I think Steam or Epic or something like that?
Yeah. So if you publish your game, Epic has the lowest revenue split. Steam adjusted theirs to match it, or at least get close to it, and then Microsoft adjusted theirs as well. Obviously every platform has a different revenue split, so I think for the longest time, Steam was a 30-70 split. Well, they'll take out 30% of the revenue that you sold on the game through the platform. And then Epic came in the scene and said, hey, we're gonna make it 10, and if your game is using Unreal Engine, the licensing fees is free up to, like, I think it's a couple $1 million of revenue that you generate in your game, something like that. So that, like, shook up the entire industry because for development, right? Especially if you're a smaller studio, you need to make as much money as you can possible, to recoup the cost of development, research and development and stuff like that. So yeah, Xbox had to follow suit as well, so nobody was going to be able to publish a lot of their games on there. So, hey.
Yeah, so I had a fun question for you guys. All right, so the deal closes, right? Xbox Wire does their post the announcement, right? And then they give us the first batch of probably, I say, like, maybe 20 games to launch in Game Pass, right day and date. What is the first game you're downloading?
Oh man,
First game I'm downloading.
What was that?
What do I not have, like, from them?
Because I don't have a lot of games for Activision outside of, like, so that's why I'm like,
I already own most of them. I
own most of I own most of, like, the Call of Duties. I mean, that's, like, by default, except for the 360 ones, because I used to buy those on, like, disc, and then even after a while I fell off on all those Call of Duties up until, like, the Xbox One generation. So like, for example, if when a deal closes, and let's say I'm assuming they're gonna put, all of those games are backwards compatible, I think I'm going to download Call of Duty 2 or 3.
No.
Okay, so this whichever one I haven't beat in terms of Call of Duty, then those are the ones that I will I will download. In terms of everything else, like I own the Diablo games, like I own, like yeah. So this is like just anything that I haven't beat for real. Like so, it's like should I beat most of them? So I don't know.
Gotcha. Okay. I mean, right up it. So y'all all like just got like a ton of Activision games.
Yeah.
I mean, Crash Bandicoot, the Spyro collection. I literally played every single Call of Duty that's ever come out.
Yeah,
Diablo 3, got that.
Oh yeah, Tony Hawk. I'll do Tony Hawk for sure.
I mean, but Tony Hawk's free on PS Plus right now. The 1 and 2 remake.
Nah.
Yeah, shit, I got that.
Well, it's free. Well, you got PS Plus. It's free. What do you mean?
I don't care. I want achievements.
It's free.
I want to cheat.
And then like the only Activision game that I really have not played is Diablo 2 Remastered. Like that would be like the only thing if it popped up on Game Pass that I would get into.
Okay. Yeah, because I got most of the stuff, so I'm hoping like with the acquisition. Like they say, just like new releases day one in Game Pass. Hopefully that's so like whatever else Activision and like Blizzard releases just drops in the Game Pass. It's just like it's a quick snatch up. Like it's just like I ain't gotta think about it.
I'll tell you this: I don't own Vanguard. I didn't buy that game. I don't own.
Okay, me either. Yeah,
I don't think I own Black Ops 3 and 4.
Okay.
I don't own oh man, I don't own shoot. Like I did.
Well, four you don't have to worry about because 4 doesn't even have a campaign.
Yeah,
that's just nothing but multiplayer.
Trash. Yeah, I like.
Yeah.
And then of course like modern like well they remade. I don't own Modern Warfare. I didn't buy the remake.
Okay.
Like, well, not all right. So no, I'm wrong. So
remastered,
the remaster.
Yeah, the remastered version.
I owned obviously the 2019 game. Obviously,
I mean they might as well have called that game a remake. Yeah, it's more of a remake than fucking Last of Us, but yeah.
I also don't own the original. When did I? Well, all right. So the thing is, because I used to buy Call of Duty every other year. I wasn't like I owned. I think. Black Ops, right? I think I owned Black Ops. I don't own Black Ops 2. I don't own I didn't buy Advanced Warfare 3.
Advanced Warfare campaign actually isn't bad.
Is it I want to make sure I'm not mixing them up.
Black Ops 3?
No, Modern Warfare 3. Modern Warfare 3 I didn't.
Oh, MW3.
But that was the last one. No, I didn't. But at that point, that came out in like
2011.
That was a huge game.
Yeah. Like, dude. Like
that
back then, I was into a lot of PUSSY back during those college years.
That's all good.
So
true.
So there was and then anything made by Activision that isn't Call of Duty, I didn't buy. Like there's not a lot of Activision games in my like library. Like I have the recent Tony Hawk due to review code. I think Overwatch is like a rare game that I purchased. So I do have the original Overwatch, which I think
excited Overwatch is going to get discontinued. It's going to be switched over to Overwatch 2,
right? I don't own any of the Crash Bandicoot games. I'm not 4, not 3. I know one of them's in like PS. Just recently went to PS Plus, which is strange. Why is PlayStation keep putting these Activision games in their subscription service? You know what I mean? If I'm Xbox, man, the minute this deal closed, them games getting the fuck out. like
they trying to take advantage, baby. You gotta let them take advantage, bro. So like they trying to get everything they can.
Like I don't own any of the Crash Bandicoot games. I don't own Spyro. Like, you know what I mean? And these are games I was interested in. I just didn't. I was like, like, you know what I mean? I was like, I just didn't buy them. You know what I mean? So that's why it's like, so when that posting happened at the crowd, I was like, yo, I got a whole lot of games that's going to Game Pass that I have not purchased, that I have not played. This is gonna be one of those drops where I get to eat a little good. Like I'll be eating good. So that's why
Bethesda drop was pretty crazy when they did that.
Bethesda drop was crazy as well.
That shit different.
That was a crazy drop. I went to quite a few of those games. So yeah, man. But they had two batches. they had the batch when the deal. What happened? They had a batch of games when the deal closed, and then I think they had another batch like right in time for the that their first Bethesda Xbox showcase. So
yeah, they had that event. Yeah.
So and
they're gonna do like a mini like batch as well. You know, Deathloop and Ghostwire. Game Pass.
Yeah. So what I'm curious about is like, how do they do like? When do you guys think this shit is actually closing? Because like the thing is, these conversations are happening, and it looks like some areas are like, because I think some regulators have to actually approve it, and while others just let the shit lapse, where they're like, all right, we're not going to sue, and then the days go by, and then they're able to just close. When a lot of people like, well, it's next year, and then you got optimistic people like, oh, it's gonna happen in September or August or something like that. Like where is
I thought
your
it was
temperature
September
at with
but
this?
I thought it was September, but I mean, if it's not September, then it could most likely be like the beginning of next year, like first quarter next year, probably some shit like that. I don't know, like, because I mean, like, we're at the end of the year though, bro. It's like it's almost like that time. It's like that. It's almost like that fall wintry time, bro. It's just like then by that time, shit, it's the new year already.
Yeah. Hopefully it hits September, so I don't have to buy my
exactly.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to buy. Like,
I mean, I'll still buy the game, but like I'm holding up my pre-order just in case. Like, if it gets like to like we get close to August, I'm like, oh, this deal ain't happening, then I'll buy the game. But it's like, yeah, it's slow for that until that announcement comes through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. But so you think, but any like expectations where you realistically see this thing like closing out?
Oh, after November.
After November, you think
so that they can make an excuse? They'd be like, "Yo, we got mad sales from freaking Modern Warfare 2," and then it's like, all right, like it doesn't matter. We throw that shit in Game Pass.
Oh, so you think so? You want Activision to make sure it happens after?
I know. I think that they're plotting to doing it after. Like, all right, like low key, this is approved, but we're gonna wait and like hold out, get mad sales off of Modern Warfare 2, probably like season pass as well, and then like, bam, Xbox announcement, doesn't matter, boom. Actually, if people are saying next year, I wouldn't be surprised if next year as well, because them Christmas sales are gonna hit.
Yes, sir. Like, you gotta think about the Christmas sales, but also the bundles that could come with it, the Game Pass bundles. It's like, I mean, that's gonna be really hard to avoid, yo. Like Call of Duty in Game Pass for $15 or $14, whatever. Like, that's gonna be such a dumb deal, yo. Like, and then you got all these payment plans with like the Verizon with Xbox payment plan. You got a lot of people on Verizon. Like, you could get the system, do your payments. Walmart, like all these places got payment plans that could just serve the community, serve that casual market for real. And if they get like the promotions like that in these cell phone provider stores or on like the Samsung TVs, it'd be like, yeah, Game Pass, yeah, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2, blah, 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 through your TV. Like, that shit's gonna be dumb too. Like, they ain't even gotta get the console. Like, they just got a sub and then they already in it. Like, it's just like, it's gonna be dumb when all of this like comes through and like Microsoft is just making bank like hand over fist. Like, it's just gonna be like, I don't know, bro. It's just gonna be so dumb. Like, my God. But yeah, like I do think around like at least like the wintertime, maybe next year, like realistically, because they talking about the deal is like, I mean, it's not really having like any crazy opposition right now. So
yeah, I mean, and third party publishers really don't have really.
They don't got really nothing to say. Yeah,
like they're like, oh, well, okay, it's fine. You know what I mean? It doesn't impact us. You know what I mean? So
Call of Duty's already on cell phones. No, I'm responding to the cuz in the chat. Is like Call of Duty's already on a cell phone. Like, they just put the major from Ghost in the Shell on the cell phone version, if I recall. Or like that's a plan.
I know they're putting Modern Warfare. I don't follow like what's on cell phones or whatnot. Like,
I just saw it. It was an update or something. But it's just like, that's so crazy that like they put the major from like Ghost in the Shell on the cell phone version, but not on like the the console version.
Oh,
like that's
okay.
crazy to me. But I mean, like, yeah, like
I don't know, man. I don't know. But the thing is, I wanted to give up talking about this thing because, like I said, I don't like when these one is taking like super long, right? And and everybody want to know what's happening. But the thing is that as I look more at it, I don't see really anything really shutting this down. Activision's numbers came out dope. Like I don't know what was like your thoughts of that, because like it's now when you see the decline in Activision's like what subscribers, players in Call of Duty, sales of the game, like what do you take from that? Is that something that's going to help this deal go through? Is this showing something that like Activision is truly on a decline? What do you think is contributing to that? Because not only just Activision, but and we could talk about obviously what PlayStation did and what Xbox did, you know, over the last quarter with their figures. I don't know if you got to look at what Activision's numbers and stuff like that, but what did you make of
Well,
that?
Activision has been trending.
Oh, you botting, sir.
Oh, he hella
Oh,
botting.
yeah.
Jay,
I don't know where he at.
Jay, where are you, man?
Dang.
We lost him.
All right. So
We lost him.
until he comes Bazak Logan.
Well, I don't know. Shit, I forget what was the question.
I don't know if you followed like any like the financial reports from like Activision, Microsoft, or Sony, like that came out over the past couple of days.
Oh, like how everything was pretty much down.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about from both sides?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really. I guess it's not a shock to me because like when you just look at real world wise things, like none of us are in a good position. Layoffs happening all over the place. You know, gas prices are. I guess gas prices are finally going back to somewhat of a nominal point, but you got like, and I'm so thankful that I'm not renting. You know, I own my house because my house payments stay the same. But you got like, I hear horror stories of
going up.
People's rent going up like $500-$600. Like, but you know, wages ain't going up to match that, right? It's just prices of everything is going up. So I get like, you know, and do I think COVID's like fully over? Absolutely not. There's, you know,
No, hell no.
It's just something we're living with. And so like we still have kind of that stuff going on, and from that blowback, our economy is going to take a long time to recover from it. And it's just we're just in a bad point, and things aren't really getting better as good. We're probably going to be into a recession. So I get, you know, and like people are out, like people are going out. Yeah, we can hear that. But like people are, you know, like I don't know about, but my spending on gaming's gone down a bit because I've been, you know, back to, you know, summer's out and things are going on and going out and doing stuff. So just I know my spending alone in gaming's gone down. So it's not, you know, it's just expected. It's not like, you know, the right at the pandemic where you had like so many, like what, 30 some million people buying Animal Crossing to play it, you know, and shit like that. Like, you know, and everybody's staying in. People are going back and returning to somewhat their normal lives, or they're just trying to make it through the day. So it's not a surprise to me that both are down.
Yeah, I think like I agree with Logan in regards to the overall economic situation that not only just we are encountering as a nation in the United States, but also globally as well, where like overall spending on entertainment is going down because people are accounting for increased costs in essential things such as rent, mortgage, gas prices, food prices, energy prices. I mean, everything else is just going up right now. So sacrifices have to be made, and you have to adjust your budget as such. But outside of that, there were indicators that we've seen that the overall perception of Activision has been going down. The confidence in the way that the company has been ran over an extended period of time has been going down as well. Obviously, we've seen this in terms of their workplace culture, sexual harassment allegations, multiple lawsuits and investigations being launched into Activision as well. I mean, overall, their culture is just fucked. And we all know that based off of the amount of articles and the amount of evidence supporting that as well. So outside of the global economic situation that we're in, this was bound to happen either way. I think that right now, because globally we're in a recession, what's happening is that it's exposing the underlying, I'll say, financials of a lot of these companies. Now, like overall for gaming, I think gaming is going to be fine. Obviously 2020 was an anomaly because everyone was at home. So the natural thing is to watch movies, watch TV, and play video games. And gaming seen a huge spike in revenue that year in regards to console sales, software sales, everything like that. So that's not an indicator of a typical year compared to something like 2021 or 2019, 2018, previous years. Now, obviously, gaming is going to continue to grow and expand over time as we get more and more gamers and is reaching more people in different markets. But I still think the overall health of a lot of these companies like Microsoft, like Sony, even Nintendo is going to be fine. Right now, there's a lot of challenges that are being faced right now, obviously, with the overall economic health of consumers. Like I said earlier, like people are going to make sacrifices in their budget. So one of the things that they're going to hit first is entertainment. They're not going to buy the same volume of video games that they did before. So they're going to be a bit more picky and selective with the games that they do buy, right? Another thing is going to be supply chain issues as well. Like PlayStation flat out admitted that they can't ship the same volume of PS5s that they were last year. And it's unfortunate because if they were able to ship the same amount of units, they know that they would be able to meet their expectations in regards to sales from hardware. And not only just that, but also attaching software with that as well. We know that they're not making a profit off of their systems right now, just off the hardware. And even if they are, it's a thin margin. So the biggest thing that they're relying on is subscriptions and software sales that they get from the PlayStation Store, and that's just down right now. A similar situation with other companies as well, but I still think they're going to be in good shape for them. It's not dire. What's going to happen is that they're going to find other ways to increase revenue, whether it's increasing the prices of other services that might be revolving around their business model. Yeah. We already see this in the cost of video games, with some of them being $70. Last of Us Remake is a perfect example of that, of something that I believe should not be $70, but it is $70. Where there's other games I would spend $70 for that are complete experiences, in my opinion, but that's subject to interpretation, I guess. Yeah, like I haven't came across a game that I'm just like, yeah, 70. Let me drop that. It's just like, nah, like, and I mean, unless okay, I wouldn't say that, but it's like unless there is a title that is like, all right, I'm paying 70, but it come with extra shit. I'm just not about to pay 70 for the bare bones. You feel me? Like, nah, that ain't how it's going down. So it was like when I paid for like Scarlet Nexus, it came with a bunch of extra shit, you feel me? So like I was like, all right, bet, like I'll drop that. Like, should a lot of the RPGs that are like 70, should are kind of like 60 plus or whatever, like them drinks come with like extra costumes, cosmetics, like DLC stuff. Oh, should you about to get this and that? So it's just like I'm good with that. But shit, if it's just like a bare bones, like let's just say like just like straight campaign, okay, the experience, like Coach said, like that varies. But it's just like, I mean, I'm just not really sure on that price range yet. Like I'm just not, nah, like should I rather pay the like my 50 or 60 and be like straight, feel me? Like, and I mean, like plenty of games have dropped in that range where it's like, okay, 50, $60 and they came with a multiplayer or they came with like some type of extra content to which I benefit from. So that's just how I see it. But I mean, shit, if people want to spend 70, like he said, that's a personal thing. Like that's like, shit, if you really feel this game, like you really want that, then that's fine. Like, I mean, that's your wallet. That's your money for real. Like, I'm not going to be pocket watching people and shit like that. Like I ain't got time for that. Like, I got to watch my own pockets. Like,
I would say be on the lookout for more, like the sheer volume of $70 games, like the next couple of quarters. Like games that are already announced.
True that.
I would say games that are already announced at their current price points are going to remain the same. But for other games that haven't gotten a price point announced for it, expect $70. Because that's the way that they're going to be able to adjust for inflation. They're not going to increase the cost of their systems. There's going to be a lot of blowback from that. That's obvious, right? And
like, I mean,
I don't expect to see an increase in subscription costs right now. It's possible, but I think the likelihood of that is pretty low. But obviously, I think more publishers are going to say, hey, we're going to adopt the $70 model to adjust for inflation, because we expect like the overall sales of our games to be a bit lower than anticipated. But because they can increase the cost, they'll be able to make up the money that way.
Because you got to play the waiting game for real. Like, it's just like, all right, so they adapt this. Like they like, all right, yeah, like we about to make these games $70. You gonna have dudes like me? Like, I don't care shit about being part of the conversation. Shit, like, I'm just playing It Takes Two, my nigga. So it's just like, I'm not really like in no rush to be like, oh shit, I got the game first day, $70. Like, I don't give a fuck, bro. Like, I will buy the game when I buy the game. So it's just like, I'm not really, oh damn, Cornbot in the chat. But it's just like, yeah, I don't really care shit about being in the conversation. Like, I'm not getting paid to be in the conversation. When you want to talk video games, we could talk video games all day. Like, that's fine, that's cool. And like, I will do that when I experience the game. Like, even if that's like a few months to a year out, like, it's not really a big deal to me. I know some people, like, they really have to be like in the know, like they got to be in the conversation right then and there. It's just like, I'll let you know how I feel when I have it. So that's how I see it. But I mean, like, they going, just like some people are gonna play the waiting game, and so like they gonna want to recoup their money some type of way. And if it's with $70, $80 games, then like, I mean, they gonna do it, like, for real.
Yeah. So my thing is like, Jay, you brought something up because you mentioned that like more publishers, going towards $70 games. I mean, like I said, there's so far as a handful, but we know, was it Meta just raised their price of their VR headset, right? Do you think that's a sign that that's something Sony and Microsoft could potentially do with the consoles? Because that's the first time I've seen that in like.
Not with the consoles, because with the consoles, like I said, they understand that their profits are coming from software sales, right?
Yeah.
Digital games, subscription models, things of that matter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Plus the overall cost, like we know this, like since the beginning of the consoles being made, that they always get sold for a loss, and they recoup the cost of research and development really quick, and they've made console manufacturing into a profitable business. The difference between a console and a VR headset with Meta sells Quest at a loss, right? Apparently, right? Like they say this all the time. The hardware is almost 2 years old. I think this upcoming September, October makes it 2 years old, right? Like, we knew when it first came out that they were selling these things at a loss, and that they had a lot of money invested into research and development. I just don't agree with the fact that the cost of manufacturing it now is exponential compared to what we were a year ago or even 2 years ago. That doesn't make sense. For a piece of hardware like that, right? Which is very capable, but when you look at the internals, it's not hard to make now compared to today's standards. Like, they were selling it for a loss for like a year and a half now, but they made so much money. I think it was like over a couple $2 billion off of their storefront, right? But the thing they keep going back to is, research and development, the cost of making these, like, we invested so much into it. Yeah, but that's the part of you making VR very accessible and popular. And that was the point of the Quest 2, was to make VR very accessible to a wider audience of people, because VR was so expensive. The barrier of entry to VR was very high before Quest 2. And now that they're doing this, now they're working backwards. They made so much progress within the VR market with having the fastest selling VR headset, the highest selling VR headset, and the most money and most revenue being generated through their storefront because of that. And now that they're increasing the price by an extra $100 on both models, it's like I don't get it. Like I really don't understand. I think it's like I said, like they're companies can always hedge against inflation by increasing the cost of their products. Yeah. We see this with car manufacturers right now. They're increasing the cost of their new vehicles. But with car manufacturers, it's a bit more understandable because there are key components in these vehicles that they cannot get. And it's very expensive to either ship or to make right now. One of the biggest things that they're facing right now in not being able to ship vehicles is certain key like chips inside them. A lot of these vehicles have a lot of tech inside them, and they have everything else assembled, but they don't have the processors in these cars to make everything work properly in terms of having a digital dash and automated systems integrated into it. So I can understand why a car manufacturer would say, hey, we're backed up on our shipments, plus the cost of getting these components are increased, so we have to increase the cost of our vehicle. Understandable. There's nothing like that happening with Quest 2. Like I said, it's almost a two-year-old piece of hardware. Yeah, and it's not like they refreshed it, there's a new processor in it. No, it's the same shit. But to answer your question, I don't think PlayStation or Xbox will increase the cost of their consoles, and Meta shouldn't be an indicator for that. Meta, they operate very, very differently. Okay.
Because that was the first question. Because I was like, when I saw that, I was like, okay, well, this is unprecedented. Like, you know what I mean? Because like that.
This is Meta we're talking about, though. From them, it's not a surprise.
It's not a surprise, but because all Meta is, even though I know we try to look at a scenario, it's gaming, right? It's still gaming, and it's that that power of influence, right? And when you consider, and the reason why I thought about like Xbox and PlayStation is when you consider the scarcity of PlayStation 5s, right? So it's like, okay, you know what I mean? You can't, if you look at the market, right, and the average price people are buying PlayStation 5s for, even though they're not buying it from Sony at those rates, one can make an argument that, yeah, Sony could theoretically sell them for more.
Oh, yes. Yeah. We know this from other markets. This is especially true in the PC market, right? Where NVIDIA, they have all the data on customer spending trends, right? And they've seen this particularly with I think it was the Pascal, the 10 series, right? Where this is like the first crypto boom, and cards were selling, like a 1080 Ti was selling for like $1,000. MSRP for that card, I believe, was $599, if my memory serves me correct. And then the next generation, they were selling 2080 Ti's for $1,200, but the MSRP was completely different, and people were still buying it. Technically, Sony can sell PS5s for more money, but like I said, they're operating very, very different. Consoles are it's a very fickle market, right? Gamers are so used to spending a certain amount of money on a console that you can't charge too much. We've seen this with the PS3 generation, where they came out and said, what was it, like $599 or $699 for a PS3? It was ridiculous. Nobody was going to spend that kind of money on that system.
Weren't we in technically a recession back then? No. That was
we were trending. Yeah. We were trending towards that, though. We were trending towards that, and not only just that, they said, I'll never forget. It was Ken Kutaragi, legendary fucking guy. Yeah. That if you can't afford a PS3, get a second job. I'll never forget that shit. That was savage.
Yeah. I remember reading the magazines when that was highlighted, because even though they said that you had to either go on.
Imagine if Kid Smooth had a YouTube channel back in those days.
Oh my god!
Back when the PS3 was lacking, imagine if he had one, man.
Yeah, I wasn't even all that broad. I just didn't care about the the PlayStation back then. It just wasn't on my radar. But then I'm trying to think what else happened. Addict, I know I watched your podcast, and you guys were discussing a few things related to this matter, and I know you wanted to say something, but you kind of like quieted down earlier. I just want you to say your piece.
No, I'm just trying to be better on like making sure I don't interrupt people or make sure the argument's heated. So once it gets that way, I just mute my mic for a little bit.
Gotcha. So what were you trying to say?
I don't remember. It's not worth talking about.
It's Xbox, it's Activision. It's always worth talking about.
I don't really care about Activision titles, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I mean, when have you ever seen me like smooth? Like, you know, Call of Duty's it. Like, I've always been
called
shitting on Call
Overwatch
of Duty.
it, though.
Overwatch is good. I got your chat to bully you into buying it one year.
Oh man.
Yeah. You want to get? I had Ole Man Logan. I don't know why I did it, but so for example, right? What did Xbox just gave us? What, Saints Row 2, right?
Yeah, you're talking about for games with gold?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So I downloaded it. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go on a Saints Row binge. I'm gonna play Saints Row 1, which I just booted up now because this was my favorite one. And I'm gonna do Saints Row 2, and then I'm gonna try to get me a review code for the Saints Row reboot. If I can't, then I will ultimately buy it. So, because I have, there's nothing that's coming out, I think, this month outside of Spider-Man. Unless Logan, you pretty much got the scoop on the games. What's coming out this month that I should care about?
Well, I mean, for me, I mean, yeah, you do have Saints Row. I want to say is the big title for August. But I'm actually excited for that Roller Dome. Roller Dome comes out.
Roller Dome, that's the
on PlayStation. Yeah, the colorful, like you're on rollerblades and you got guns and you're like arena like shooting and stuff. And that one actually they have a deal for like I think its first couple weeks of launch. It's actually going to be priced at $19.97 for PlayStation Plus subscribers. Because like it's like supposed to be like, or it's like $19.87, something like that. It's a weird price. I'd have to look it up, but it's for like I think it's supposed to be reflective over the like vibe that it's giving. For that. That's what I'm actually kind of excited to play. Saints Row, I haven't really looked into it that much. And it's just like I don't know if it's on my list or if it's on like my wait to Black Friday.
Yeah.
There is also Cult of the Lamb that comes out. It's another like indie title that I kind of like look.
Yeah, that game looks dope. That game looks dope.
And then I'm trying to think of what like I want to say. I think Saints Row is the biggest game.
Like the biggest game. Yeah, that isn't an indie.
Yeah, that isn't like a AAA. Other than is that Soul Hacker? Does that come out next month or is that September? I'm trying to think. Okay,
so Soul Hackers is still rising our games. And remember, the game Dark Tide got delayed, so we don't know when we're gonna see it on Xbox. It's probably gonna be sometime in 2023.
Oh man!
All right, what about the title Flintlock? Did they get a release date or not?
That's 2023 as well.
I think it's 2023.
Okay. All right.
Remember, a really good 6 months.
Yeah. From now to like I think next April, like things are gonna be popping left and right for sure. But yeah, those are two indie games that I'm excited to play. Like I said, I don't know if I'll get to Saints Row. Did you see they have a whole bunch of Saints Row sales going on Xbox Store too? Yeah. Actually, I bought the first Saints Row on a digital store. It was like $1.50. I was like,
oh man, what was the first one?
Years.
Oh man, what was the first indie title you was excited for? What'd you say?
It's called Roller Dome. It's on. Roller Dome's only on PlayStation. Cult of the Lamb is on both Xbox and PlayStation.
Yeah, I'm hip. Yeah. Cult of the Lamb, I may get. That looks interesting.
Yeah, like I the art style of that game and like the aesthetic to it and stuff looked like right up my alley. So that's why I mean I could get those two indie games and those would probably tie me over in August, or do I like get Saints Row? I don't know.
Yeah, like I got a lot of backlog indie RPG games that I'm playing right now. So it's just like, I mean, that can hold me over, but there are so many games that are dropping. I know that don't hit a lot of people's radar if they're not AAA, but it's just like there are a lot of interesting titles dropping. So it's just like I mean, I know that Cult of Lamb won't get the shit a lot of hits, just like I forgot what that Death game was where you played the Crow and everything. That got a lot of praise, but it didn't get a lot of eyes. You feel me? So it was like it was really
Death's
weird.
Door.
Like, yeah, Death's Door. Like it was like so. It's just like I mean, I wish more people, like I always say, I wish more folks would play more games. But it's just like I get it. Like the bigger flashy ones are always going to be like the center of attention. So it's just like it's really good to hear that you mentioned Cult of Lamb because I know not damn near anybody is looking at that game. So,
well, I guess I'm one of them that's looking at it.
I'm playing the game right now called Sympathy of War.
What type of game is that?
Is it like an RPG?
It's a bullshit upside PC shit that you don't like, Smooth.
Oh, okay.
Asymmetric jump or
it's like a strategic war game that's turn based.
Okay.
There was a game I played against Frog Gun. It's like a
the hell is that?
PlayStation 1S type like.
And you know what's crazy? Smooth be making fun of me for playing shit, but he playing something called Frogger game.
Damn. There is, I don't know if there's Dead by Daylight fans that listen to this podcast or even here. Yeah, they did announce the Wesker. They're gonna have a new killer, which is Wesker.
He's from
Resident
Evil,
also
right?
Yeah, from Resident Evil 5. I mean, well, he's from multiple Resident Evils, but it's Wesker from Resident Evil 5, basically.
Okay.
He's going to be the new killer, and then they also have Rebecca Chambers and Ada Wong as the new survivors. I don't believe it's going to come with a new map, which I'm kind of a little like sad about. Because at least they didn't in the trailer. They didn't show.
Should be the police station, Raccoon City Police Station.
The Raccoon. It's already in there. The Raccoon City Police Station.
Oh, okay.
That came. Raccoon City Police Station came out with Nemesis. And then they did Leon and Jill, which then they had costumes that would turn them into Chris or Claire. So they already have the RCPD, but like there's so many iconic, like they could do like the mansion, like that'd be like an easy Dead by Daylight map to do is the mansion. And there's just so many different like levels of like you could just do stuff from like Umbrella headquarters and stuff and just make up a bullshit map that's designed around that.
You know what they should do? They should make it that place where you fight Wesker at the end of 5, where you go up there with the rockets. Oh my god! Stuff. Like,
did you see that they actually, because there's an update coming? I think a Mercenaries update coming to Resident Evil 8, or it's been a while since I played it, where you can actually do Boulder Punch when you play as Chris in Resident Evil 8. So they actually fucking made it into the game, even though it was just supposed to be a meme because of how ridiculous that scene was.
Everyone is acknowledging that, John.
Shout out to Capcom for actually listening to their consumer base. Like, look, it's not that we don't completely against this new direction, but we would really like a third person mode. And then they're like, you know what? You right. Let's do it. Like, I'm hoping that if this game picks up a lot of sales, that they're like, look, let's just do one for both. Like, let's do, when the next Resident Evil comes out, like you could just at the beginning of this, do you want to play this first person or third person?
Yeah. No, that'd be cool. I fuck with that.
I mean, what's the Resident Evil that's coming out? I think
it's for a remake. For a remake.
No.
Talking about the add-on.
He's talking about the add-on that gives you third person.
Oh, the Resistance.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah. The
Wait, it puts to Resident Evil 8. It puts it in third person.
Yeah.
Third person. It puts it in third person mode.
Yeah. So the update in October, they're updating the game where you can play the whole entire Resident Evil 8 in third person instead of first person now.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're adding an expansion where you play as Ethan's daughter. And that whole story, it's going to be a whole separate storyline, taking place 16 years after the events of Resident Evil 8. And you play as her in third person the whole way through that DLC.
How much you want to bet, since they're doing something like that, how much you want to bet the next Resident Evil they abandon first person?
I don't know.
I kind of hope that they. It's like a double-edged sword because me personally, I love like the new Resident Evils with the first person because I feel like it's way more intense. It's way more up in your face. It puts you in it versus you seeing a character be in it. And so I very much like that aesthetic. But don't get me wrong, I love the remake, like Remake 2, Remake 3. And obviously when Resident Evil 4 Remake comes out, like that's going to be solid. But I'm interested in actually playing that in VR with the PlayStation VR. Just because Resident Evil 4 in VR and Oculus Quest is like a whole different experience and it's amazing. But I'd be kind of sad if they did.
But I thought
Oh, go ahead and finish.
No, my bad. Like I thought the DLC for Rose or whatever the hell her name is, I thought that was in first person. That's in third person as well.
No, yeah, her whole campaign's in third person.
Okay.
You don't play as Rose in first person. And with that expansion update, they're also adding that you can play Resident Evil 8 in its entirety in third person.
Yeah. It's in third person. Yes, I was hip to that part. So,
that DLC, like playing as Rose, there is no first person option.
I don't know. I think they're finding a really good balance. My bad at it. Like I think they're gonna find like a really good balance, like you said, like how they do with Bethesda games per se. Like they may have it where it's like you would have to pick it from the start of the game how you would want to play it, and you wouldn't like really be able to switch back and forth. But I feel like just giving people an option would be better, like than just like kind of like locking it to third person.
I think that's hard. I guess it's hard when, at least I don't know from your guys' experiences, but whenever I play a game that has the first person and third person mode, you can tell that the game's designed for mode, but not the.
Yeah,
exactly.
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so like when you look at like say Fallout for example, or even Elder Scrolls, the first person, the third person in those games is so stiff and not very well together. It looks weird when you're playing that game in third person. Like I'll play it in third person when I'm exploring, and just like running around from town to town. I'll switch back. But the second you go into like combat or like really in depth, like exploring like the caves and stuff, like I have to go to first person. I can't play that game in third person because it looks so weird. So I feel like a lot of games that have that third and first person switch, you can tell that game's designed for one of those modes and not the other, and it's just the camera just moving into the character's face or popping backwards.
I do feel like since they were so open to making it first person, that like if you do decide to like lean more towards third person again, like they owe it to their fans at this point to give them an option, because it's like you can't make two Resident Evils pretty much back to back with first person only options, and obviously they're doing third person now, but at launch it was only options, and then expect them to be okay with going back to third person exclusively. Like people like me will be okay with it because I prefer the third person, but like people like Logan shouldn't be overlooked just because I want my shit back. You know what I'm saying? It's like you open this Pandora's box. You open this box when you made these last two games first person. You need to go ahead and make sure you keep supporting that viewpoint. Because I feel like if they do that, Resident Evil will grow because it will give both fan bases what they want.
Exactly. Yeah, no, like them doing it this way, it's just like, why they did remake 2 and 3 in third person. To pay respect, like to pay homage, not to change it up too much, not to really ruffle the feathers of the OGs who really
and they saw the sales
who came with the game. Yeah, so this is like the nostalgia and all of that. So they weren't gonna do remake 4 like that. All right, we already knew that. Like, so anybody asking, oh yeah, is it gonna be first person? That's an idiotic question. But it's like any later iterations of the games and like installments of the games, then it's like, okay, then that would, like, I hope that they at least would give an option now that they're really opening this box and showing that they can do both in the same game. You feel me? So like them doing that with 8 and they're showing, okay, yes, we had it in first person here, but you could also play it in third person. So it's that easy for you to do it then? Like, so let's say like they do it from the start, like it's already a thought in the development of Resident Evil 9. Then it's just like, I hope they, like Addict said, I hope they really play to that and give people the option to decide. Because I would choose first person and then I would play the second time and third. So that's what I'm gonna do for 8 anyway. So it's like, yeah.
Yeah, man. With that being said, I mean, we can get ready to end the podcast.
All right.
Good talk. You know, welcome back to wow, sad boy. I'm surprised you ain't changed your name after all this time.
No, I know, right? Okay. Running joke, motherfuckers. Like, hey, look,
listen,
like this
it writes
is
itself.
this is the game, bro. Like this is the game. This is the name. So it's just like I'm sticking to it. Like this is it.
All right. I mean, so but no, shout out to everybody that came through and the chat, the OGs, the originals, Isaiah Brown, Bill Clay, actually some new names, Body Bag, I think Alex PSX is somewhere in there. I saw Black Bond earlier. So appreciate you all coming through today to the podcast. Addict stopping through, pulling the all-nighter on podcast. Dope as Jay. Chris was here for a short time. But shout out to him.
I show up here almost every week.
Yeah.
Almost every week.
Mm.
And Logan, NickBanks, shout out to NickBanks for saying I'll be there, but I'm gonna leave early.
You didn't even show up.
You didn't even show up. But no, I definitely appreciate you guys, man. Make sure you guys hit the like button. I'll try to have a video out tomorrow. Try to get back into content making. Work's been stressing me out, so that's why I've really been away. But appreciate it. Hit the like button. All right.
All right. Peace out, y'all. Peace.